Stuttering John Melendez has been putting out a lot of shows this week. We talked about it on Point Dabble Point last night on this very channel. If you want to go back and check that out, that's up on our YouTube page. Phil Elmore and Vinny Paulino getting into it. Mm-hmm. That was very interesting, back and forth. And then I saw Vinny was on El Horrible today. He's making the media rounds all of a sudden. Vinny becomes friends with Stuttering John, and now he's the biggest get in the fucking Dabbleverse. Go figure. That's all it takes. So, John on Thursday puts out a show, and he's fired up. He's shot out of a cannon to start things off. He's very animated. He's moving his pillow around, and there is no sound. There's no sound at all. And that goes on for quite a while until somebody lets him know that there's no sound. So John reads the chat, figures that out. By the way, he looks like hell. He needs a banana bag or something.
He should grow his hair in again.
Chugging his Mountain Dew.
Yeah, he's got a young Pete Rose vibe going. It's not a good look.
Yeah.
All right. Sorry about that.
Sorry about that.
Must have hit the wrong button. Got my veggie tray here. Keeping myself in top physical condition. Let's stop.
Clearly.
Who's he lying to?
Cucumber. Nice breakfast. Come on.
This is going to be like when I visit my dad at the home. I got my remote here.
He just smelled a sliced cucumber.
How long has it been out?
So Pat, no spoilers. This is going to come up later when he brings out Joey C.
Oh, God damn it. Joey C. and him?
Yes, it gets worse. Yes.
Oh, wait, my internet's not working anymore.
So apparently, John is very proud of himself for having a veggie tray, because you could have just eaten food before the show started. Yeah. That's what I did today. I don't know about you, Chris. We're planning on having anything delivered while we're here?
I was going to make a segment out of it, but
okay. I thought you were going to say a sandwich. So I think that he's trying to show off to us that he eats vegetables.
Yeah, I think so too.
We're supposed to be like, whoa, look at this adult.
Yeah.
Watch out.
He must be in training.
I got vegetable money.
I don't give a fuck. Okay, so this whole episode starts off, he's mad at Adam Hineker. Adam Hineker is the producer of Misery Loves Company. He's the guy who helps out Kevin Brennan. And in the past, when John went on Misery Loves Company, he has gotten to fights with Adam over emails that were sent or not sent. And then it turned out that John was an idiot and he had a different Adam he was looking at in his email and didn't realize, and he apologized to him. So I thought that him and Adam had, obviously made up. John was on MLC this past week. Well, apparently, John's very angry with Adam right now.
Now, of course, we have to start from the beginning, and that is, fuck you, Adam Hineker. Do yourself a favor, Adam. Shut the fuck up about me, okay? I'm going to play you the clips. Don't worry. Do yourself a favor. Don't get involved. Stay out of it. Understand, Adam? Stay the fuck out of it.
Whatever happened to, this Dabbleverse is so toxic, I got to get myself out of it. John starts his show, motherfucking the nicest guy that I've come across in all of these different podcasts. Do you know Adam at all, Pat?
Yeah, I met him. I talked to him once through a thing. Sweetheart of a guy, wonderful guy.
Yeah, it just seems like he kind of minds his own business, does his thing.
Doesn't belong in this universe at all.
It is a weird connection with Kevin Brennan, because after this, John goes on to say that Kevin Brennan's the most hated comic in New York. He goes, and that's a fact check. And he hasn't said that in a while, so I was excited about that. But he might be correct about that. We've talked about it quite a bit. Kevin Brennan is hated by almost all the comics. Vinny talks to a lot of comics who come into the Comedy at the Carlson on his show, Carlson Cast, and he'll talk to him off air about Kevin Brennan. They're all like, oh, I fucking hate that guy. Like, really well-known names that we would all know have all said, fuck Kevin Brennan. Now, Pat, have you had any experience with Kevin specifically?
No, I've only been on a podcast with him once. I'm a huge fan of Kevin and his show and everything. Yeah. But I know comics that know him, but the stories are from years ago, so you don't know what to believe. And also, those comics who told me those stories, they're kind of assholes too, so I don't really know. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah, that is part of the problem right there.
I mean, Kevin's whole vibe is he's the angry old man, get off my lawn. So if you're not ready for that, you think he's being rude, that's what Kevin is.
Well, it is, but now, and I don't know if that was always his shtick or whatever it is, but now he's getting to a point where he really is alienating himself, and the guests on his show are getting worse and worse. I don't want to tell Kevin how to live his life. It just seems like maybe he's doing some harm to his own brand and product the way that he's treating it. See,
I was more of a fan before the whole Dabbleverse with Kevin got involved. I watched it a lot then, but I like Kevin shitting on. I would never go on. I've been asked to by other people, but I don't want to get shit on. But I love watching him shit on all these people. So I don't like when good guests are on with Kevin. I like when
that's a good
side
point.
Players.
That's
when
a good
lot
point.
of Kramers are coming in getting beat up. I like that.
You're right. Ray DeVito is a better guest than someone that Kevin respects. And
yeah, that guy who pulled his hair out and ate it and shit, that guy's great.
Oh, I remember that, yes.
Yeah, I don't want that guy on my show or near me, but I want him with Kevin.
Right. Yeah. So, I forget who I was talking to. I was talking to someone just the other day about how Chad Zumock was great on MLC because Kevin used him just to shit on him the entire fucking time. And so I'd love to see Chad back. I mean, I know he was on MLC this past week with like a psychiatrist or something trying to analyze what his problems are. And
once Chad became aware, it wasn't as good.
True. Yes. It's not as good.
Because when people told him you're being shit on, and he's like, oh, I'm being shit on, then it sucked. But when he didn't know and he thought it was a 3-man team.
Yeah, he really did. He thought, hey, we're the best. You, me, Bob. We're all so great.
Kevin, Bob beating up and then doing it the subtle ways they did it to Chad was the greatest combination there was.
I agree. That was a lot of fun. I missed those days. Yeah. All right. So John saw Patrick Melton calling out his kids. I don't think we've talked about it on this show yet, but if you go to Dabblers Anonymous, you'll see Patrick Melton just unleashed.
I love Patrick Melton. I watch
him too. Yeah,
I think he's brilliant. I think he does a great job.
He's great. My only issue with Nobody Likes Onions, it just takes so long. I love the clips that I see when I tune in from time to time. I enjoy it, but I have a very different style. I like to move things along. He likes to bring everything to a screeching halt.
But I can put him on while I'm doing other shit.
Right. Yes.
I'm writing, I'm working on other stuff in the background. Then when he gets into a certain thing, or it's Friday and he's super drunk and I got home from a show and he's been out for 4 hours, I can catch the end part. So yes. I like the train wreck that he does. I like that it's his own weird pace.
No, for sure. And everyone's got their own style. He does a very good job with it. He's been doing it a very long time. So he called out John's trans kid and the gay daughter that John has. And John is, obviously upset about this.
I'm going to tell you something about Patrick Melton. This guy decides to go after my children. And I'm not talking just mildly. I'm talking blatantly. Just fucking, lays into them. Innocent kids. They didn't do anything to Patrick Melton. Not a one. They didn't do anything. But now, Patrick Melton decides to attack the innocent. Those who do not choose to be in front of the camera. So what do? Start getting emails and intel on Fatty Patty. Hey, you want to fucking play? Don't fuck with the Eagles if you don't know how to fly. Fatty Patty. You understand?
I was wondering how he was going to finish that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. All right. A couple of things going on here. First off, people talking about John's kids is what John wants. He is hoping for this. This is the thing that he loves to have happen because that gives him the moral high ground. And now he can say, you're bringing family into this. These kids didn't want to be famous. They just happen to have a super famous dad. Not there. And he's so fucking condescending about it, too. The fact that he's sitting there going, oh, well, I'm going to find out stuff about you now.
Right. The door's open, so now
Intel.
I could be the piece of shit everyone knows I am, but I have a reason.
Yes, right.
He can't afford Intel. What is he talking about? He can't pay anybody off.
No, what we're going to discover here is that whoever's telling John stuff about Patrick Melton is also fucking with John. There's this crazy thing that happens in John's life. every person he talks to is fucking with him all the time. I don't know how you survive that way. I would lose my mind if I lived on.
It is like him and Kevin Brennan believe every person on the internet.
Yes.
It's wild to watch that.
Oh, John will come on and say, well, you know, blah, blah, blah. And they're like, how do you know that? Well, it was on Reddit. Like, wrote it on Reddit? And you think so?
It was
that
written
makes
by
it true?
not Patrick Melton.
But this is John, who wants so badly to be the victim. He can't wait for people to talk about his kids. And then Patrick takes the bait, or whatever Patrick did. I don't know. He's got his own thing going on. He decides to really call out John and his kids, which Anthony Cumia did about a year ago. And that was a lot of fun when he did it as well. So now John is going to start threatening him back.
Patty, I'm not going to get into any more about the Rickster. Okay? But I will say, shut up. Simple as that. 2 words. Shut up. That's it. Okay? Then I'll leave it alone. I'll back off. Okay? That's my agreement with you. If you breach that agreement, then I'll have the Rickster on my show. And the Rickster and I will have a very, very nice conversation about you and your wife and the things that go on behind closed doors at the Melton Adobe.
What a ghoul. What a fucking ghoul this guy is. So he's playing that game. Opie loves to do this too. Oh, you want me to bring up such and such? Leave it alone. You're going to keep talking about my kids? You better leave it alone because I talked to this guy, Rick, and he knows some things, and I'll say them. So watch out. And that threat is such a... Could you imagine if then Patrick Melton, and I don't know Patrick Melton well, he's been on the show before, we've talked a few times. I guarantee the way he's going to respond to this is not, all right, listen, I'm not talking about John's kids anymore. I didn't realize.
We have an agreement.
I didn't know he knew Rickster. I didn't know this was all to come out. It's like, dude, John, you're not threatening anyone. This is something that John would be scared of if people knew personal information about him, which is why he uses it. Every time John uses a tactic, it's because he would fall for this.
Agreed.
But threatening to be an internet troll to a guy who's it's like saying to Michael Jordan, I'll play you in one-on-one if you don't do what I want. Like, yeah. Melton will destroy him in this.
I know. That's what's so funny about this is John doesn't understand. He's playing in the men's league now. He's not ready for it. He thinks that he can just intimidate people and shut them up. A guy like Patrick Melton, this is the worst thing you could do if you really want him to shut up, and I think John does.
Does John think it's a work? I know he doesn't talk to them, but does he always think, like, if I do this, Patrick will play along, it'll help my numbers? Is that the thought process? Is there a thought process?
Gosh, they had Vince Russo on the BS show yesterday morning. And Vince Russo, WWF, WWE fame, he was part of the Attitude Era that was arguably the best era in pro wrestling. Right. And Vince Russo is convinced that this is a work. That Stuttering John, kind of my theory from a few weeks ago, Stuttering John can't be this dumb. I've come around on this. I believe John is this dumb.
I do too, but I think someone is telling him to do. I think there is somebody helping him do the work.
Interesting.
Like he's the puppet.
That is a pretty good theory. That could very well be the case. Someone's going, all right, this is what you do. This is how you tackle this one, John.
Makes a lot more sense because he can't think of this
This
stuff.
is how we make you money.
Interesting.
It's all the teachers from his school, so he won't go back.
I am telling you, I'm just going to I'm going to manifest this. I'm going to keep putting it out there. We need a docuseries on Stuttering John Melendez after leaving The Tonight Show. Everything that's happened to him over the past 7 years or however long it's been.
Yeah, from the moment he yelled at Shuli and he said Shuli attacked him, from them on, we need the documentary.
Yes, correct. It'd be
yes,
but not a documentary. A series. I'm talking by season 5. All of a sudden, we're up to this part in the program.
Whoever makes this, I want to play John. I'll do it for free. I don't fucking care
for the reenactments.
Yes,
dramatic reenactments. So Joey C comes on the show later on.
Oh God,
And John is talking to Joey C about Patrick Melton and this intel that he got. And apparently Joey C also fell for the same thing and is going to try to help out his buddy John.
I remember how I told you for months. He talks about my kids and my wife every day.
Yeah.
Calls my wife a whore, prostitute. But I found out the same shit, and I went after him. And he plays it. It's all an act, just to get people to watch him. That whole thing is an act.
So, in other words, I guess I'm going to say what the allegations are. That the whole thing, the story I got, now this is alleged, and I'm not saying.
So this is his big reveal that he was threatening Patrick with. And now he's going to. Joey's
1
like,
minute
yeah,
ago.
I heard the same thing. And Patrick Melton doesn't care if you say it. It's fake. It's not real. So now let's find out what John had in his back pocket ready to go.
I'm not saying it's true. Story I got is Fatty Patty's wife is having an affair with Rick. Is that the same
That's
thing?
what I got. That's the same information I stumbled onto.
And you think it's not true?
Melton puts it out there as an act. I'm telling you that someone confirmed that. Several people confirmed
no.
that. That's part of his shtick, man. He's never married. He's never been married. He's not even married to her.
But is it his girlfriend?
It used to be his girlfriend. I don't know if they still have a girlfriend or not. But
Yeah.
So maybe it was his girlfriend, and now she's stupid Rick.
That's the whole work. And it's all farce from what I understand.
Well, I don't know if that's true, Joe. But
I've attacked him many a times
disappointed.
with it, and he plays it out like, "Oh, don't talk about my wife. Don't talk about my wife. That's mean. You're getting personal." He does it all as an act. I've been told by several people. So. And this guy that used to be his partner confirmed it.
I don't know how that's somehow advantageous.
She used to write comedy for him. She's a comedy writer.
So John is confused by this whole thing. He's like, well, how could that be? This guy told me this information. I was going to use it against him. And now you're telling me that Patrick actually planted that to fuck with us? So John isn't understanding that this is all a work and why.
More importantly, what's on the documents? What are Joey C's documents he has?
I know, he's flipping through all these pages and pages.
But he never read them. He just kept thumbing back and forth through them fast. Like it's a stick figure moving, and he's just watching it.
You're right. Joey C has nothing but props. That entire board in front of me has no idea how to use that. No. He's got the on-air sign as if it's so busy in his studio there. It's like, oh, shit, you're on air.
The microphone's filled with candy.
It just looks like a bad WFAN radio show from the 80s with these two heads.
You're right.
Yeah, it looks like a skit.
Like, the Mets aren't going to win. Like, all right, Joey C. Call it in.
All right.
I just love that Patrick Melton ruins these two men's lives. The internet is beautiful. When people say they don't like it, the fact that Melton's in their head, that he knows Joey C and he's ruined his life is beautiful.
Oh, it's so funny because John is just like, hey, Joey C, I got this thing on Patrick Melton. I'm going to put him away. And Joey C's like, oh, yeah, no, I've been there, done that. I've done that, John. No, that doesn't work. That's not going to work on him. He thinks it's funny. That's not going to work.
He's got no wife.
He doesn't even have a wife.
Yeah, there's a problem here.
She's a comedy writer, John. Wait a second. There's such thing as comedy? What's that? Oh, yeah, John. Okay.
Wait, Patrick Melton makes stuff up sometimes?
Yeah, what? How is that possible? Okay. So we're going to back up again when John, before he brought Joey C on. John is talking about all the research he does for his show. He does what he refers to as the proper research for it.
But when I go on to do my proper research, and I go on Hack vs. Anonymous and Shilley's Anonymous, I don't even bother with Dabble's Anonymous because it's a bunch of fucking horse shit and lies about me, and I don't waste my time.
It's all the same people. Hack vs. Anonymous, Shuley's Anonymous, Dab was Anonymous, are all the same people. And John goes, there's 2 good subreddits and 1 bad one. They're all the same, John.
One's Fox News and one CNN.
Yeah, right. John Terrell, yes. Precisely. That's how he equates these things. I just love he's doing all the research by going on both Hack vs. Anonymous and Shuley's Anonymous. He's got all the proper research ready to go for his show.
Same 12 people yelling.
Yes, I know. It's all the same people yelling at each other. So then this is great because John proves that he does go on Dabblers Anonymous.
By the way, I did my first strike this time against posts on Reddit that post this very song. And if they don't take it down, we will have problems. This song is copyrighted. I sent them the copyright. It is registered with BMI.
Now, you're probably thinking to yourself, what song, Carl? I don't hear a song. Thank you very much to John Marla once again for stripping the song out of the audio and sending me this entire video so that we could play it without John striking our channel. John had this brilliant plan. If he just loops 15 seconds of his song in the background, which is it'll drive anyone insane. Yeah. If he just loops that in the background for his entire show for 2.5 hours, you just hear this thing looping, then no one can clip it and goof on him. And he's completely wrong about that. We've already proven he's right. He's still doing it. For whatever reason. It's like, no, we can just take it out. But he just said he put a copyright claim in on a subreddit, Dabblers Anonymous, to take a video down. I don't know that Dabblers Anonymous gives a fuck about, or Reddit cares about that. That's a YouTube thing where they get real concerned about music copyright. I don't think anyone else does.
What's BMI, the body mass index? Why is he sending it to them?
No. I think it's a different one than that. I know. He thinks he has the upper hand.
Somebody is working with him because he wouldn't understand the loop thing.
Right.
Someone's there. They're not smart either, but they're smarter than him.
He claims that Hackride's the one who gave him the idea to do that. And then I yelled at Hackride, and then Hackride goes, no, Carl, there's a bigger plan here. Of course there is. Hackride's always scheming.
He's Larry, but there is a Mo. You know what I mean?
Okay, good point. Yeah, there's more to it than just that.
Yeah.
Okay. One of the things we've been talking about since John got back from Jamaica with his girl. Did you know about this, Pat, that John said he went to Jamaica last week? John claimed, so he got a week suspension from YouTube. And because he played, somebody called into a show or came onto a show on StreamYard and played someone screaming the N-word and murdered Joe Biden while a girl was pooping. So he got 1 week suspension. It was a pretty good prank.
It was brilliant.
Oh, that'll gag.
Yeah, I know. So, and I don't want anyone's channel taken down or anything like that, but it was a pretty funny prank. So John got a week suspension. So in order to stick it to the trolls, he goes, well, I don't even care. I'm going to Jamaica with my girl for a week. So he started posting pictures on his Twitter that very quickly people discovered were not from him. These were pictures that existed years before he claimed he went to Jamaica. So then he gets back. He comes on his show and he goes, no, I know those were fake photos, but I did go to Jamaica. Like, what? You're still pretending you went to Jamaica even though we found out that was a lie. But what's crazy about it is he said he went with his girl. And then on Monday's show, he said he had a date the day before on Sunday. And then this show is Thursday, and he's bragging about another date.
I had a really, really great date last night. Ooh. But when I do that with a fellow Harley rider, adorable.
What's his name?
Yeah.
Samantha.
Okay, you had to say the name just to make sure that we didn't make fun of him for that, obviously.
Well, the man part, not the whole Samantha, but just the man.
Yeah.
The man part.
Sam. So, did you notice there, he's trying to insinuate that he got laid, but he's also trying to make it look like she's still there.
Yeah.
He's like, I had a date last night, and he looks over, he's like,
Ooh.
There's no one else in your apartment, John.
Yeah, it's you and a veggie tray.
You're right. You're not fooling anyone with this.
What is he, 12? Here, smell my finger. She's still on there. Look at this.
So, I don't know if
I
you
had
guys
sex with a woman.
I don't know if you guys have been watching the baseball playoffs, but I got to third base.
I put it in their Astro.
That was artificial turf. I'm not going to lie. So, John, again, bragging about having a date, which that's how you know he's not dating girls, is when he brags about it. He's always lying. He's always lying about this shit. So this is great because we get to watch John scroll through Twitter. And I always love, John comes so unprepared for his show that we watch him browse the internet in real time. He's trying to find things he wants to talk about.
I want to show you how this began. Cardiff did a great Lady K song. Plus with me singing it. There was this citizen. Let's see. Hold on. I'm not going to show you the whole thing. Let me just find. I want to get to the original post from Citizen M.
So he's trying to find a retweet the Citizen M put out that he wants to show us the tweet from. But you notice in there he goes, oh, Cardiff made a great Lady K video. I'm not going to play you the whole thing. So John made a new song parody about me called Lady K, Pat.
Oh, wow.
He sang it 3 times when he first brought it out on his show.
That's stuttering.
He sang it again on this show, and then he also had to play Carter's version that he put to music.
Lady K, I don't care if you are straight or gay. It doesn't really matter to me. Either way, to me you'll always be Lady K.
It's a little pitchy.
Oh my God.
He had to auto-tune it and change the tempo. And
It's so terrible.
it's so bad.
I don't care if you're gay.
I wonder if he'll do this song on March 10th.
Oh my God. People have to request it.
Instead of Lady
StutteringJohnLive.com.
Gay, it's like you are gay. Like it flows better. You are gay.
You are gay. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
He's not good at song parodies, Pat.
He's not good.
He's not
And it says,
great.
He's not good. Period.
He's not good at stuff. All right.
Or things.
So John is reading this tweet he's trying to find. It's from Patrick Melton. And John doesn't understand sarcasm. My favorite kind of person is someone who reads the internet and thinks they know what's going on, and it's just the opposite.
Can you believe this? I showed you guys what fucking Patrick Melton said about my children. His bashing of the transgender community and his bashing of the gay community.
Well, if you were so upset, why did you show it to your audience then, John?
Well, he just sang a song about you being gay.
This has been pointed out to him many times. He calls me Carla and Lady K, so he's calling me trans, and then he says I might be gay. It's like these are all things that are what you rally against.
Later on, I said it doesn't matter to me either way.
Yeah. I'm respectable of all the homos. It doesn't matter who they are.
But directly calling out my children, and he has the audacity to write, John has decided to go after my family and make it personal. This is a person with no self-awareness. Zero self-awareness.
So John is reading this tweet that says, John decided to go after my family and make it personal. This is beyond gross, and I ask for your patience and respect for my privacy instead of spreading lies and rumors. This goes for Rick as well. Just be cool right now, please. This is all sarcasm. This is dripping with sarcasm, and John does not get it. He's like,
It's a well-written joke. Like, how do you not see that?
He's so fucking out of it, this guy. He has no clue that everyone's goofy on him all the time, and John pulls it up like, Exhibit A.
Yeah.
By the way, I know that you wrote that down just now. I pulled this as an ISO.
This is a person with no self-awareness. Zero self-awareness.
Looking in the mirror. Yeah. As usual.
So let's pretend for a second that he did take your chair at the Creep Off.
Yes.
Could you imagine what that would be like? What were we doing today? And then he just starts scrolling through shit. Yeah, just give me a second. It would be fucking great.
I bring Jeffrey Dahmer. Have you heard of him?
Yeah.
He's my creep.
Does he not know you can search?
I don't know.
You can literally look up their name.
No, you have to scroll through. You're right. He goes, I'm looking for Citizen M's tweet, and he's just going through a timeline.
It's here somewhere.
I wish everyone had their own page.
That's a good idea.
So, it's fascinating to me. And again, I take it all back. John is this dumb. Because again, if he's playing a character, it's the most brilliant character Andy Kaufman would be.
Yeah, he's Daniel
bowing.
Gay Lewis. Like, that's what he
Yes.
is.
Yeah, for sure. There's no way he's pulling this off. He really is this stupid. That he's reading that tweet from Patrick and thinking that he's gotten over on him. He's like, oh no, this guy's going to talk about family after he bashed my kids. You know, you're falling for it again, John.
Gotcha John is my favorite John.
I know, right? When he's smug.
Yeah.
I love when John is smug because the joke's always on him.
Always.
He's always in the pole position, and he's sitting there going, I told you guys. No, we lapped you. That's why you're in front of us.
Yeah.
Melton said respect Rick at this time. If you don't get that part of the joke right there, it's
my wife's boyfriend wants to stay private with this matter at this time.
Thoughts and prayers for Rick.